Hi, third grade. I hope you guys had a great weekend. So, guess what? I have a surprise. I was searching through Brain.5 this weekend and I found another fun idioms activity. Okay, this one is about idioms and cliches. Okay, they're similar but different. So, we're gonna have some fun watching this video. All right, so today we're gonna watch this video, and after you watch the video, you're going to go back to Google Classroom and you're going to answer some questions about idioms and cliches, okay? And then you're going to submit it, and then you're going to press mark as done or turn in, okay? So this is a fun activity to start our week, something simple, but still you have to think hard and not get confused. On our last idioms activity on Friday, a lot of you did a great job. You guys did a great job. You got a little confused on some of them because there are some answers that make sense, but they don't make the best sense. They're not the best answer. Don't let them trick you. Sometimes you weren't reading through the whole idiom and thinking about the words and what they meant. Okay? So you've got to think all the way, like put those words in context. Remember, there's a literal meaning and then there's a deeper meaning. What would they actually mean? Okay, what will make more sense? All right, so, and this can be confusing, but it's okay. That's why we're doing this, to get more practice. And once you see them more, you'll start to learn them. All right, let's watch the video to learn more about idioms and cliches. We also get to learn the history from this one as well.
Hey, Moby. What's in the bag? Yikes! Dear Tim and Moby, what are idioms? Sincerely, Eric. An idiom is an expression whose meaning is completely different from what its words seem to say. Instead, it has a figurative meaning, an additional layer of understanding known only to those who are already familiar with the idiom. For example, to let the cat out of the bag is an idiom that really means to reveal a piece of information, often.
So, to let the cat out of the bag, that really means if you let the cat out of the bag, it's not a real cat. The cat is a symbol for a secret. So if you let the secret out of the bag, meaning you told someone's secret, you revealed it. So it's not a real cat. It's just like cats make noise, right? They go meow and they make a lot of noise. And if they were in a bag, would they like to be in that bag? No, they would make noise. They would fight to get out. So it's like a secret. You're holding in, and you just gotta open your mouth and reveal it and make noise just like the cat. So you've let the secret out of the bag, okay? So a cat really has nothing to do with it. It's just a cool way of saying you've revealed a secret. But it has to make a little bit of sense. Cats make noise. Cats don't want to be contained. Secrets are hard to contain. So when you open your mouth, you make noise. So it connects, okay?
A secret. If you didn't know that figurative meaning, the words by themselves wouldn't make much sense at all. After all, who actually keeps cats in bags? And what do either have to do with secrets? All idioms share three common features. First, the intended meaning is totally unrelated to the literal meaning of the phrase.
So let's go back to that.
First, the intended meaning is totally unrelated to the literal meaning of the phrase. And you can't just substitute a word in the expression with a similar word. Like, you couldn't say, let the dog out of the bag, and have it mean the same thing. Finally, you can't modify an idiom's words with adjectives and other words. You might get some funny looks if you say, let the yellow cat out of the large bag, to mean tell a secret. Well, a lot of idioms have really cool origins.
Here's the history, you guys.
Take shake a leg, which is another way to say hurry up. Some people think it's related to the expression show a leg, used by officers in the 18th century British Royal Navy to order sailors out of bed. Each sailor had to stick his leg out of his bunk to prove that he was awake. Yeah, just about every idiom is specific to a certain culture or language. You probably know what shake a leg means if you speak English, and definitely if you're an 18th century British.
So I want you to pay attention to that. Let's go back where he said each idiom. About every idiom is specific to a certain culture or language. Okay, so they come from like slang, people talking, things from history in your culture or the language that connect, that the people in that who speak that language or are in that culture, they will understand what those idioms mean. But maybe if you are not a part of that culture or you don't speak that same language, you'll be like, wait, what? What does that mean? You're confused. So you have to learn the culture and the language to understand those idioms and be familiar with them.
The idiom is specific to a certain culture or language. You probably know what shake a leg means if you speak English, and definitely if you're an 18th century British sailor. But outsiders can get pretty confused. Most idioms lose their meaning when translated into other languages. Still, idioms are a useful tool because they help make writing more colorful.
Why are they useful? They help make writing more colorful. If you didn't use idioms in your writing, it may be a little dry. Not always, but it's a fun craft move or writing tool that you can use.
Well, you tell me, which is more interesting to read? Worthington had a big problem, or Worthington had a monkey on his back? Um, yeah, I guess monkeys do make everything more interesting. Anyway, there are literally thousands of. More interesting to read. Worthington had a big problem, or Worthington had a monkey on his back.
Let's stop there. So I agree with what Tim said. Like the words are not the same, but there are some connections because if there weren't, it would be hard for you to understand it. So, a big problem, just think if you had a monkey on your back and you couldn't get it off, wouldn't that be a big problem? So, that's like where that comes from. No, no one really has monkeys on their back. So that's what he says when he says they're not the same, they're not related. No one walks around with monkeys on their back and can't get them off. But it's supposed to make you think, wow, ugh, monkey on my back. The monkey is a symbol for the problem. And on your back, meaning weighing you down. If something is on your back and it can't come off, it's going to weigh you down. If you have a very big problem, it feels like weight on your body, it stresses you out. Physically, your body feels weighed down because you don't know what to do about this big problem. So that's how they do connect, okay? But isn't it cooler in reading? If you're reading someone's writing, isn't it cooler to hear Worthington had a monkey on his back instead of Worthington had a big problem? Okay, cool, big problem. But monkey on the back, you're like, whoa, a monkey on his back. What is that? What's the monkey? Meaning what's the problem. So it's more interesting and makes your writing more colorful. All right, let's keep going.
I guess monkeys do make everything more interesting. Anyway, there are literally thousands of idioms out there. William Shakespeare himself coined more than 2,000 English idioms that we still use today. Well, a cliché is an idea or expression that's been overused to the point where it's boring and corny.
So now we're getting into cliches, okay? They're similar, but the difference here, a cliche is an idea or expression that is constantly used. It's used over and over again. So it's like, oh, I know this sounds, you might have heard someone say, I know that sounds cliche, but the reason they said but, and it sounds cliche, is because people always say it, but I still maybe really feel that way. Okay. But when people keep saying things and doing things, sometimes it starts to get a little boring and like, ugh, I'm tired of hearing that same thing. So cliche means that, an idea that is overused.
Home Sweet Home and Have a Nice Day are two cliches you've probably seen and heard a lot.
Now, some people may say, oh, that's so boring, that's so cliche, but we say have a nice day all the time. It doesn't mean that it doesn't have a good meaning anymore. You can still say have a nice day. People still have mats in front of their doors that say home sweet home. But some people may feel like, ugh, that's so cliche. Everybody has a mat that says that. I want a mat that says something different because that's boring. Or I don't want to say have a nice day. I want to say have an amazing day, have a fabulous day, have an extraordinary day, because I don't want to be cliche, meaning I don't want to be quote unquote boring. But that's just a perspective, right? Or opinion. Some people may feel like it's not cliche, and I don't think it's boring. All right, let's keep going.
Obviously, you want to avoid using cliches in anything you write. Problem is, it's not always easy to tell the difference between a cliche and an idiom.
Now, Tim is saying to avoid writing cliches in your writing. He's talking about when you're saying the same things that people hear all the time over and over again for like famous authors. Yeah, that makes your writing boring. If you're constantly saying the same things that I hear all the time or that I read in every other book, you want your writing to stand out and be different. Okay. But it is okay to say something that you've heard before when you're just starting out and becoming a writer. Nothing is wrong with that.
Because they're both well used expressions. And actually, idioms can become cliches if they get overused.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know how back in the 1990s everyone started saying, "Show me the money"? It was used in a famous movie, and it became an idiom meaning basically, give me what I really want.
So this is one of Miss Hill's favorite movies. It's called Jerry Maguire, okay? And Cuba Gooding Jr. is the character who said, he's an actor, and Tom Cruise is also in it. And he said, show me the money, show me the money, meaning give me what I want. Give me money. He was a sports player. Give me all the things that I want. And then everyone loved that line from the movie. Have you ever seen a movie that you really liked and they said something funny and the phrase, and so you kept on saying it? Yeah, so that's what it's like in songs. When people keep saying it over and over again, then you start to say it all the time. I know show me the money means, show me what I want, give me what I want. And everyone kept saying it, so it is an idiom, became a cliche because it was said so much.
Within a couple years, it was completely played out. You'd see it on bumper stickers, in ads, in other movies, on TV. You couldn't get away from it. So now, it's a cliche.
Yeah, so most people don't say Tim is really funny. Okay, you see how it says RIP? That means rest in peace. Like he's saying like RIP to show me the money. Like we don't want to say that anymore. It's played out or lame if you say that because it's been said so many times. But that's only if you're trying to be in the in crowd. If you like to say show me the money, then say it. Um I don't really like to say it. I agree it's kind of played out, but that's my opinion. So yeah, people don't really say show me the money anymore. So it turned into a cliche, overused. Okay.
Well, the term cliche can apply to more than just words. Objects, situations, even personality traits can become cliches as long as they keep popping up. Moby? That That bucket's only for kicking.
So at the end, that was an idiom that he just said, kicking the bucket. That bucket's only for kicking. Okay. All right, you guys. So after this, I want you to go back and listen to it again because there's a lot of information in there. There's history. There's more idioms that you can pay attention to. Always watch the video again. Okay. And then you're going to go to Google Classroom and you're going to answer the questions. All right. All right, you guys. I hope you have a great day and reach out to me if you need anything or you have any questions. Bye.